Welcome friends. Now we have crossed the 50% mark of this course on manufacturing strategy. We are starting with the 5th week in this session, and in last few sessions we were focusing on the development of manufacturing strategy, the various steps which we need to follow to develop a sound, a robust, a competitive strategy which can provide manufacturing as a weapon for the organization. And we discussed that this whole process can be divided into two broad phases, one where you analyze your markets, and second, based on that analysis you develop your operation strategy. We discussed that understanding the market is the most crucial thing, because when you understand the market from strategic development point of view, we understand what are the order winners and qualifiers, and based on those order winners and qualifiers, either we will be adjusting our strategy to fulfill those requirements of the market, and when we anticipate those order winners and qualifiers, we try to develop or we remain proactive to provide those market winners and qualifiers in advance. So, that is in a very nutshell the whole process of development of manufacturing strategy. And once you are able to do that, certainly manufacturing can provide lot of inputs to the corporate level strategy. Now, in today's session, in the same part of development of operation strategy, we are going to discuss the contribution of Roth and Miller. Roth and Miller gave one of the taxonomy of manufacturing, and this taxonomy is as old as about 3 decades. Now, they did some kind of research in North American organizations, and based on their research they developed this manufacturing taxonomy. So, now when we see the contribution of Roth and Miller, they divided the organizations, manufacturing organizations particularly, in 3 broad categories: caretakers, marketeers and innovators. These are the 3 prime categories in which Roth and Miller divided their organizations. Now, according to Roth and Miller classification, caretakers are those types of organizations where price is the most important, and they say that price was the order winning criteria. But along with price, delivery reliability and consistent quality are also equally important, but not so important as price. So, therefore, delivery reliability and consistent quality became the qualifying criteria for caretaker type of organizations. The second type of organizations, according to them, is the marketeers. Now, marketeers are those organizations which are more oriented towards market, and as per the market requirements, these organizations are bringing new products on a regular basis, because the market requirements are changing, and therefore, to fulfill the market requirement, organizations are bringing new products. But even in the new products, they expect consistent quality and dependable deliveries. So, you can see that even in the caretakers and in the marketeers, the qualifying criteria are more or less similar. Consistent quality was one of the criteria, qualifying criteria for caretakers, and consistent quality is the criteria for qualifying in case of marketeers also. Delivery reliability was the word used by them for caretakers, and dependable delivery, which is almost similar, that you have delivery reliability for the marketeers. The third category, first was the caretaker, second is the marketeer, and the third category is the innovators. Now, innovators are those types of organizations where they provide high quality products, they are able to maintain good design flexibility, and their new product development. New product development is winning criteria for marketeers also, but in case of innovator, the rate of introducing new products, the rate of NPD is much faster. So, therefore, innovators are having these three important winning criteria: high quality products, design flexibility, and the development of new products at a much faster speed. And here you see the quality is only the important order qualifying criteria, because this delivery has come as a winning criteria in case of innovators. Delivery was qualifying criteria for caretakers and marketeers, but for innovators delivery has moved to the order winning criteria, how quickly you are able to deliver new products, better products. So, that is a winning criteria in case of innovator. But in all new products you need to maintain a consistent level of quality, that is a qualifying criteria. So, you can see that according to Roth and Miller, the study which was done in 1989, from that time the quality everywhere is remaining a qualifying criteria, because each organization nowadays can have similar access to technology. So, when you have similar access to technology, we all can deliver similar level of quality. So, therefore, quality was no longer a winning criteria for those organizations which were the part of study under the Roth and Miller taxonomy, and therefore, quality remained a qualifying criteria. And even today also you will see that for variety of products quality will remain a qualifying criteria only. Now, going slightly more into detail about these three types of strategic type, and because these will be, you can say, whatever strategic manufacturing strategic development we discussed, these three types of strategic output can be used as generic strategies for manufacturing. Whether you are a caretaker type of organization, you are a marketeer type of organization, or innovator type of organization. So, that is interesting that in which bracket you are falling, and that will give you that what type of actions you are going to take, and accordingly your competitors can also perceive that if the organization is a caretaker type of organization, what will be the priorities of this organization, if it is a marketeer type of organization, what will be the priorities, and if it is innovator type of organization, what will be the priorities. So, therefore, now let us see these things slightly in more detail. So, the first is caretaker. Now, caretaker type of organization, as we just discussed, the price is important order winning criteria for these organizations. The issue is that caretaker is those organizations, they are very reluctant in acquiring or developing new competitive abilities. They are satisfied with whatever they have, and therefore, they have relatively low emphasis on the development of competitive abilities. Whatever they have, they are satisfied, and therefore, they are more focused all the time on reducing the cost of their production activities, and therefore, the emphasis on price as the order winning criteria, because they are not developing, they are not acquiring new capabilities, new competencies, and as a result you will see that it will be very difficult for caretaker organizations over a period of time to survive, because your competing organizations will be acquiring some new types of capabilities, new types of competencies, and when you are not acquiring, you are reluctant, you are feeling comfortable in your current zone, in that case competitors will go ahead of you, and it will be very difficult for you to survive even in this competitive edge. because earlier the market were very slow, markets were characterized by similarity, the rate of change was very low, and at that time even if you are not developing new competencies, it was good enough to survive. You take the example of India for this matter now. Before this liberalization era came to India, we were living in license Raj system, and in the license Raj system we used to have license for everything. You used to have permits, we used to have quota for everything. Now, if I am a company making radios, so government of India used to give me the license that I can produce 10,000 radios in a year. Now, that was the license given to me to produce 10,000 radios. No other company can produce even a single radio without that license. So, I was very comfortable that I will produce 10,000 radios and all those 10,000 radios will immediately sell. So, caretakers are that type of organizations which are developed under some protected environment. So, caretaker type of approach, caretaker type of generic strategy is suitable when you have some protection. And please be careful that this protection is not coming from your intellectual property. The protection may come that you do some kind of innovation and you protect that innovation under patent, etc. No, this protection is normally coming because of state support. When your federal government supports your organization by providing some kind of shields, that protection is the reason of low emphasis on developing new competencies. When you get that type of favoritism, then it is probably the caretaker type of approach which is coming up in the manufacturing era. And most of the Indian manufacturing organizations suffered only because of this particular kind of protectionism, because this protective approach did not allow them to develop additional competencies. They were very much satisfied within whatever market available to them at that time. So, this is one type of generic strategy which is there, but not very helpful. This is not going to give you the advantage by the manufacturing, but it is one type of generic strategy. The second type of generic strategy which is much more popular than the caretaker, that is the marketeers. Now, marketeers are those organizations which try to develop competitive abilities, which try to develop competencies which are market oriented. So, they have key market oriented competitive abilities, and according to changes in the market, they keep trying to develop or to acquire new capabilities, because market is a very dynamic phenomena. Customers' requirements are changing at a very fast rate, and if you are a marketeer type of organization, you continuously need to evolve, and therefore, the points which we discussed in our earlier sessions, that to analyze your market, to understand your market, to agree on the market, whether you are going to serve the same market with the changing requirement, or you are going to identify new markets where your current capabilities can work. These are the two different type of things. One where you are trying to develop your capabilities as this market is changing. This market is requiring new type of features, their expectations are changing from one need to another, another to another. Now, earlier we were using hotels only for night stay. So, the expectation was to have a comfortable room, a comfortable bed in the hotel. But over a period of time, now customers need that when we are staying in a hotel, I should get breakfast also next morning. So, breakfast also becomes an important element. So, whether I will keep serving same customer and add breakfast in my services or not, or I change my segment that I keep serving those customers who require only night stay. Now, another, after 2 years, after 3 years, customers also expect complimentary Wi-Fi. So, should I add this service also into my product, or I again look for a new segment of customers who are only comfortable with night stay and morning breakfast. So, that is the two type of things which you need to continuously see, agree in case of marketeers, that how you are remaining a market oriented organization. You develop your capabilities which are as per the expectations of the market. Now, when you are a market oriented organization, we discussed that new product is one of the key order winner for the marketeer type of organizations. Now, new product means you need to continuously evolve your products, because market requirements are changing. So, with changing requirements, you need to continuously evolve your product. And when I am talking of evolving the product continuously, there are few things which we seek. Now, we seek broader distribution. How I need to reach to the larger markets? Wherever my markets are, I should be able to reach to those marketplaces, and that is the meaning of broad distribution. I need to continuously broaden my distribution. You see, in country like India, there are examples particularly in the banking sector, then in petroleum sector, then you see in lot of healthcare sector, then in education sector. The key of success is to broaden the distribution. In all these sectors, there is not much innovation happening in the product, though there is some, but largely the meaning of marketeer for these organizations, whether you talk of State Bank of India, you talk of ICICI, you talk of HDFC, you talk of Vijaya Bank, Bank of Baroda, you name any bank, whether it is a PSU bank, it is a nationalized bank, it is a private bank, their main objective is how to increase their number of branches, and increasing the number of branches is nothing but to achieve higher distribution level, higher penetration into the market. Petroleum companies, they were having very selective outlets 10 years back, but now they keep looking opportunities that where can they open new outlets. So, again expectations of broader distribution. Healthcare, the good hospitals, multi-speciality hospitals were only available in tier 1 cities in India few years back, but now you will find that multi-speciality hospitals, the branded chains, the organized healthcare is available in tier 2, tier 3 cities of our country also. So, those organizations, healthcare organizations, hospitals are also looking for broader distribution. Education, we have some very reputed school chains in our country. Their schools were available only in limited cities in our country, but nowadays under this aspect of marketeering, under the aspect of broader distribution, these branded schools are available in tier 2, 3, 4 or non-tier cities also, smaller towns also. So, organizations are understanding that there is a huge market, which is available in different pockets, and you can achieve, you can target that market only by broader distribution. And therefore, the concept like rural marketing is becoming popular in our country, because more than 50% of India's population is still living in rural area. And if you want to target that large market, more than 50% of the India's market, you need to increase your distribution. So, distribution is one aspect of the marketing activity from the production point of view. Then broad product lines, because you are market oriented and market is full of heterogeneity. It is not similar requirements of all the customers. We have many a times discussed this aspect, that our current customer is a very heterogeneous customer. Each customer requires different types of products, and when each customer requires different types of products, you need to fulfill large variety of products from your product offers. So, we require broader product lines. Now, just to explain you what do we mean by product lines. So, when there is a company like A, and if company A is offering 3 different types of products X, Y, Z. Now, X, Y, Z are 3 different types of products. So, if X is, let us say, is shampoo, Y is hair oil, and Z is soap. So, these are 3 different types of products. Now, within these 3 different types of products, companies offer different types of variants of shampoos X1, X2, X3, etc. Similarly, for Y, there may be different types of variants Y1, Y2, Y3, Y4, and so on for Z, Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4, etc. Now, you are offering X1 to Z4, that is known as your product mix. Now, in this product mix, the X, Y, Z are known as product lines. So, you need to have more product lines, because different customers have different types of requirement, and it is always safe, to offer more product lines, because sometime your one product is not doing well, then your other products may help you in surviving during those odd periods. Like if your shampoo is not doing good, so maybe hair oil and soap can help you during those periods. If soap is not doing good, shampoo and hair oil can help you. So, by this permutation and combination, you can survive in all periods. So, broader product lines are also required when we are market oriented. And then we also need to be responsive to changing volume requirements, because customers sometimes they think that I must procure for whole month, sometimes customer feels that I should procure only for my immediate requirements. So, customer requirements keep fluctuating for the same product. When sometime customer reveals that okay, I want to purchase cold drink, so let me keep cold drink for 1 month's stock. Sometime customer purchases only for immediate consumption. So, these are the fluctuating volume requirements. So, you have to be responsive, you have to be adjusting your offerings as per the changing volume requirement if you are a marketeer type of organization. And obviously, if you are fulfilling the volume requirement, different volume requirement of the customer, you need to have a more flexible manufacturing system that can take care the needs of changing volume of production level. So, with this we see that you have to very closely understand your market if you are a marketeer kind of strategic organization. Then third type of classification, third category in their classification is innovators. So, Roth and Miller said there are a lot of similarities between marketeers and innovators. Marketeers are also offering new products, innovators also offer new products. But the important thing is that innovators are offering new products at a much faster speed, much faster rate. So, their time to deliver the product from idea stage for the requirement stage to the delivery stage is much shorter as compared to the marketeer. So, they are doing these things quickly. So, lesser time is the key for the innovator organizations. If you are able to introduce new products quickly, you are an innovator organization, and you can very well understand without giving any name right now that organizations are trying to become more and more combination of marketeer and innovator. We are discussing right now the generic classification caretaker, marketeer and innovator, but organizations try to become market oriented and at the same time offering new products at a faster rate. So, more pressure is coming on the functional activities. So, as I said that there are lot of characteristics which are common between marketeer and innovator organizations, but apart from that when we are talking of marketeer, the idea is that whatever is required by the customers, we produce those types of products. When we are a innovator type of organization, we keep doing R&D in our labs, and on the basis of those results of R&D, we offer products. Now, many a times there may be a conflict that these products which we are developing in our research labs may not be required by the customers, but then we use heavy promotional activities for selling these products, innovative products to the market. So, sometime the idea of marketing and innovation may get some kind of contradiction, because the products which are developed according to market requirement can be distributed, can be given to market much conveniently, but those products which are developed as a result of your R&D activities may not be exactly in line with the market expectations. So, you need to do lot of hard working in pushing those products to the market. So, therefore, we need to be market as well as innovator, a combination of these two generic strategies. So, when we discussed these three classification, these three types of organizations. So, if you see out of a sample of 188 organizations which Roth and Miller took for their study, and all of them are from North America, 49% of them were the marketeers. So, most of the organizations feel that if we are market oriented, the chances of success are highest. 40% of the organizations were innovators, those developing new products regularly at a faster rate, and only a very small percentage of organizations, 11%, were caretakers. So, you can see that from the American organizations point of view, marketeer is the most preferred, then the innovator and then the caretaker. But if you see from India's point of view, this data, this percentage may change. In India's case, large number of organizations may fall under the category of caretakers, because we are living in a very comfort zone kind of situation. So, many Indian organizations will fall in the caretaker category, then second the marketeer, and third will be the innovator. While as I just proposed that organizations need not follow this generic classification. Organizations need to develop their own strategic type, and it is good if we have a combination of marketeer and innovators, where we should be able to introduce new products quickly, and these new products should be as per the expectations of the market. So, if that type of strategy is developed for my organization, that is going to give me the best competitive weapon in this volatile market. Thank you very much.